start on Saturday. Big takeaway there was the defense really stepped up. I mean, caused 3 turnovers, including one that led to a score. Kind of just talk about the defensive effort that you saw from your team on Saturday.
Yeah, a little bit discombobulated early in the game. Not sure really what was going on. Just felt like that we were just out of kilter a little bit. Like the way our team responded, coming, getting down 14-0 right off the get-go, and I like the way we responded. I think we went like 7 third downs consecutively where we got off the field. The turnovers were obviously very big. That was one of the things that we really stressed all week long is forcing turnovers and trying to create some momentum, and I think we were able to do that. Obviously, we not only scored a touchdown on defense, but we were able to set the other touchdown up with both the sacks, and we tried to be a little bit more aggressive at times, trying to keep them off balance, whether we defend, drop. One of them was a 3-man rush, and the other one we brought 6, so just tried to keep them off balance.
And the fact that your defense is able to step up like that when your offense kind of struggled to get it going a little bit, just talk about how good that is, that one side's kind of helping out the other.
Yeah, that's just who we are as a team. We got to feed off each other. I mean, we've emphasized it all fall camp that we need to be able to create takeaways, to be able to set up a short field or create momentum in the course of a game. We just couldn't do that. We were the week 1. We were just never could get them behind the chains. Where Saturday, I mean, we destroyed the line of scrimmage. They had 52 yards rushing. They averaged 1.6 yards a rush, and we created 9 or more TFLs and sacks. So that was one thing we did not do week 1, and it was good to see.
And you brought that up. I mean, they only had 52 yards rushing. You nearly tripled their rushing yards. How good is that to see that you're able to dominate the line of scrimmage like that on the ground, because that also sets up the pass?
Yeah, no doubt. And a lot of that too. I mean, Jordan Bond's doing a good job. I tell you, we got 5 running backs that run the ball very hard. And then the one thing I really like is the fact that Stone, when things break down, he has the capability to escape the pocket and turn it into a positive play. So I like what I see. We just got to continue to get better, and we had way too many penalties, way too many drop balls. I think we had 6, maybe even 7 drop balls that were just critical. We would have converted a lot more third downs. We were close to 60% converting third downs, but if we had caught a few more of those footballs, I felt like that we would have been able to move the chains again. Defensively, we did a nice job getting off the field. I think we were at 65% on third down, and that was one of the keys to victory.
And I'll get to the drop balls in a little bit, but going back to Stone, it looked like he started to settle in and get kind of comfortable later in that ball game, whereas early on in the first game, it looked like he was still trying to grasp everything. Mm-hmm. It really seemed like he got into a good rhythm later on.
He did, and we didn't help him out. I mean, like there was that one ball he threw that it should have been a touchdown, and I mean, catching it on the run, we drop it, and there was just way too many. We never could get into a rhythm. We just were on both sides of the ball. I don't really understand what it was, but offensively, it was the false starts and the drop balls. Defensively, we were just a little bit out of sync for whatever reason. I don't know, just being the first home game. I mean, it's different. When you're on the road, there are fewer distractions because, you're on a bus, you're in the hotel, whatever. At home, you got a lot more family and friends and people and showing up. So I don't know if it was just a focus issue or I really don't know what to think, but you can't start games like that because you're not always going to be able to overcome something like that. But I do appreciate the fact that our players kept playing the next play, and then eventually we made something happen, and that's what good football teams do.
And speaking of being at home, biggest home opening crowd since 2021. What does that kind of say to the people of Big Country, the fact that they're out here supporting you?
Yeah, I mean, we've shown that we're going to put a quality product on the field, a team that's going to fight, and a team that's going to play with discipline, a team that is going to play with character. Man, we had great student body attendance. That was great to see that the entire east section almost filled, except for with the band over there, our student body. Man, shout out to those guys. They were great. It makes a huge difference. And then same thing with all the people from former athletes, former players, former alumni, the big country, the city of Abilene itself. Man, it's great to see that everyone coming out and trying to support what we're trying to do.
And
Go ahead.
I gotta
You good, big
I
dog?
took a lot of notes on.
Go ahead.
Sorry. The penalties, the drop balls, all that kind of thing. Do you think that's early season jitters? I know you're only 2 games in, but what are kind of some of the things that you might have gotten from that?
Yeah, I mean, week 1 we had 3, week 2 we had 9, so you know, we really put a lot of emphasis on that. You know, the thing that bothered me more than anything, there were pre-snap penalties, and that's a problem. I mean, the couple of holding calls that we had, I mean, that's football. But the pre-snap penalty, that's just a lack of mental intensity and a lack of mental focus. It has to improve. We just don't. Those are just unacceptable. Anything that happens between the whistle we can live with, but things that happen pre-snap and post-snap, there has just to be a high level of accountability to make sure that we get it corrected.
And time of possession, you guys kind of dominated. You had a lot of time with the ball. Is that part of the game plan that hey, if they don't have the ball, they can't score, or kind of?
Not really. I think that's just who we are. I mean, I mean, the thing that goes unnoticed. I mean, we missed 2 field goals. The one was huge. Could have made it a 3-score game, and we don't capitalize on that. Then we had the one turnover on the fumble. So those were 3 other possessions that we should have put points on the board, and could have put the game probably out of reach a little bit earlier but we have to we got to get better at executing that and take advantage of those opportunities.
And now a little bit of a unique question. One of the SFA players was ejected for spitting on another player. That's the 3rd instance of that kind of happening. Have you ever seen anything like that in your entire career coaching of this kind of incident happening so quickly at some time?
Yeah, it's really kind of sad. I mean, that's what we've come to, and it's really I don't know where it comes from. I don't know, but I tell you what was more important to me was the way that our player responded. I mean, that's hard not to react when something like that would happen to you. I don't care if it's on the street or on a football field. It's a sign of disrespect at the highest level, and I can't say enough about Jalen Gibbs and the way he handled that and the way that he responded, and it was exactly who we are. We're a disciplined football team, and I think that's just one instance or a microcosm of what our football program really is.
Coach. All right, go ahead.
End of the game, clock management was a big thing, and then you end up punting it away, and they returned it for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Kind of talk about.
I take full responsibility for that. Like I was on the headset talking to Graham about, hey, we're going to run this thing down to 1 second. We'll send the punt team out, and while I'm talking to Graham, the punt teams get sent onto the field, and they didn't get the communication of what we were doing. We got to make sure that we're all on the same channel when stuff like that happens, and we were on 2 different channels, and it was just a miscommunication. I have to do a better job of making sure we're all on the same page in a situation like that, and then was wanting to just punt the football out of bounds, and because we knew the guys just don't even give them a chance, to make a big play, and obviously we have to be much better in those type of situations. But you know what, you learn from it, and we know that won't happen again, the rest of the year.
And now you go to TCU. What kind of lessons did you learn from not only Tulsa, but this week going into DFW and trying to pull out a big win against the Power Vikings?
Yeah, it really has nothing to do with them. It has everything to do with, hey, all we're trying to do is exactly what we did week 1 against Tulsa, what we did week 2. We don't even discuss the opponent, believe it or not. I mean, we're focusing on what's our identity as a football program, and what are the things that we got to do to get better. I can't control our opponent. I can't control what they do, but I can control what we do, and we're just trying to get better. And that's going to be no different this week, because next week you come back, it doesn't get any easier. You got the 2023 champion coming in here, so all we're trying to do is put money in the bank every week and get better as a football team. And then doesn't mean we respect every opponent that we play. We really do take on the mentality. We respect everyone. We fear no one. We're just going to go out there and compete and play and do what we do and try to get better at it.
And how does playing in front of a crowd at Tulsa, a home crowd like this, kind of prepare for the environment of a TCU?
I don't know if it does prepare you really. I mean, every their stadiums are a lot larger than our stadium. It's larger than Tulsa Stadium. So really, if you're mentally focused and you have the level of mental intensity that you need to have to be successful as a player, I think once you cross the white line, I don't know if you even realize if there's 50,000 people in the stadium or 5,000 people in the stadium, or at least that's the way it should be. We try to focus on what goes on between the lines, and again, I know that all sounds like coach speak, but it's really true. I mean, the field is 53 1/3 yards wide, it's 120 yards long, has goalposts at each end, and it's you just got to go out and you got to do what you do and focus on execution and disrupting execution defensively.
Coach, why were your players able to respond so well after a discombobulated first quarter?
Yeah, I think it's just I think it speaks to who we are as a football program. We have men of character, and when I don't just say that. Our guys, we just try to be everything that college football currently is not. We try to be good teammates. We try to be unselfish. We try to play for each other. We try to build relationships, not only coach to coach, player to player, coach to player, within our organization. And we base it on discipline and mental toughness. I just kept telling those guys, I've been in a lot worse situations than this. I've been down 17-0, 21-0 in games over the course of my career. And the football, it's a 60-minute game. It's not a 15-minute game. It's a 60-minute game. And again, I think that speaks to our mental toughness, and I think it also speaks to our discipline just to keep playing the next play.
You were a very aggressive defensive play caller, but you also know sometimes when to pump the brakes and let your guys do their job out there defensively. How do you find that balance? When do you know to do that your guys are going to stay disciplined and get in those positions to create those turnovers and score?
Yeah, sometimes I have to talk to myself and just tell myself, like, look, don't be stupid in this situation, or I need to be a little bit more aggressive, or I need to be a little bit less aggressive. So really, it's almost like I got to coach myself sometime, because my tendency is to want to force the issue a little bit, and probably did that a couple of times in the Tulsa game, and that if I'd have defended a little bit more, the game would have been. The score wouldn't have been as lopsided as it probably was. I was just, again, trying to create opportunities and for our offense, and probably got a little bit too aggressive.
Stone Earl is a dog. To finish that 18-play drive, hitting a lick on a defender, and everybody. This season, it seems like this has been the easiest that every player on this team has bought into a single culture. How has that been so? Yeah,
it's really a challenge in modern day football. What we've done is we've moved our timeline. What you have coming out of spring at this level is not necessarily what you're going to compete with in the fall. We had a lot of new people, anywhere from May or after spring football all the way through the middle of June. So I think we just have the players who are returning. I think they did a really good job of acclimating people and teaching them, hey, here's who we are, here's what we represent, here's what we stand for, here's what we believe. And like I say, I like this team. I mean, they've been very, very steady, even in the guys who were here through winter conditioning and workouts. Man, I mean, we strained them. I mean, we strained those guys extremely hard. Probably had one of the toughest summers of training and conditioning. We do a little bit more team development in June, July, and August than maybe what we've done in the past to try, because that's just kind of the way it's moved. The calendar has kind of shifted a little bit with 2 portal windows. People's rosters are constantly evolving, and so you got to look at it, and the way you used to do things is not necessarily how you do things now.
Why are 14-point leads so cursed?
I've always said that it just, I mean, when you think about it, whether it's 35-21 or 14-0, I just think sometimes that teams, when they look up at that scoreboard, and that's why I tell them, say, yeah, man, don't watch the scoreboard. Focus on what you're doing. Just keep playing the next play. Eventually, something good is going to happen. And I saw it. I saw it again on Saturday, even in the SMU and the Baylor game. It went up 35-21, and just like that, here you are, you're going into overtime, and it just, teams and people just tend to relax because that lead looks larger than really what it is. All of a sudden, you get a sack, cause fumble, touchdown. Now it's only a 7-point lead. Or if it's a 10-point lead, now we're only down a field goal. I see it happen all the time. I really, I don't know what the reasoning exactly, but I think people just tend to relax.